Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of our podcast called the Motorcycle Podcast. I am Saurabh and with me today is
Bharat.
and we will start this brand new form of episodes with this fantastic episodes on adventure biking. So let's begin the podcast as we go into the intro. So welcome back guys. This is a brand new set of our podcast, a motorcycle podcast. And before we start the episode, let me just announce this that our podcast is now available on Amazon Music and it's available with Alexa. So you can, if you have Amazon Music membership, you can go and check out our podcast on Amazon. Otherwise, you can listen to it and watch the video format in YouTube. So let's begin this new format of episodes where we're going to talk about some topics as I have Bharat with us. Now, Bharat basically writes all of our content. He's a writer with us and we are going to talk about a lot of topics and a lot of brand new, we're going to share a lot of brand new information with you. And this week's topic, we have decided that it's going to be adventure biking. Yes, adventure biking आजकल काफ़ी famous हो गया है, काफ़ी ज़्यादा demand में है. There are a lot of riders who are using the term adventure biking.
Yeah.
और especially जो अभी IBW हुआ है, India Bike Week, उसमें भी काफ़ी सारे लोग as a adventure trip सोच के गए हैं, adventure बना के गए हैं उसको. So we're going to discuss कि adventure biking क्या है, adventure riding क्या है in fact, and what is the scope of adventure riding especially in India.
Yeah.
Because अभी बाइक्स आई हैं तो सब. So let's begin this podcast and discuss first कि भाई what are your thoughts on adventure riding first of all.
So like,
फिर मैं अपना बताऊंगा.
yeah, adventure riding it has just started in India. Like in the last decade, it has gained a lot of traction in the past decade, and it started off with like, of course, we all know Royal Enfield Himalayan, and the bike in itself made a trend. It started a trend in our country in which like youngsters.
I think Royal Enfield Himalayan is I think the most popular bike right now.
Yeah.
When you talk about adventure riding, adventure biking, Royal Enfield is the one because बहुत सारे rental houses में भी Royal Enfield is easily available. Yes, to rent. And
the name itself is very intriguing to the youngsters, and they just take the Himalayan to the Himalayas, of course.
So what do you feel about that bike? पहले तो जो bike अभी आई है, that's a new shape of a bike. मतलब थोड़ी different
basic
है.
iteration.
It's a different type of a bike.
Yeah.
Right. Because earlier what used to happen is adventure riding में people used to use the street bikes.
Yeah.
Street bikes में luggage लगाया and then they just go riding.
True.
So what do you feel about those bikes that are there, that shape?
I think it's perfect for the format. For adventures, it's completely perfect. The suspension is great. Specifically, the Himalayan is very comfortable. It's like you can go for a very long stretch without breaking a sweat. And honestly, it's classic. It's the engine is nice, the smooth, and with the BS6 iteration, you get a lot of new features as well, including a very small display, which like it's very controversial now.
So we did a video on Himalayan, so you can check it out on our channel Motorcycle TV. But we also like the Himalayan. It is different from the regular Royal Enfield,
and it's currently in the budget range. It's currently the most powerful bike you can get. As comparing with other adventure bikes, other ADVs such as KTM 390, yeah.
But what do you feel about, जैसे you use that bike right to go and take on the roads, ठीक है? How do you feel that bike would cope than let's say पहले, because initially the categories used to be cruisers.
Yeah.
Now cruiser category अब थोड़ी कम हो गई है except for probably like India में तो Indian है. Indian के अलावा I think there is no cruiser per se. I mean, Avenger is there. So
the fact is that a cruiser cannot go everywhere na. A cruiser can go only be ridden in a very smooth as roads, but for you can take the Himalayan everywhere, an ADV everywhere.
Yeah. But what do you think makes an adventure ride? Because a lot of people, what they do is they take the bike, ठीक है, they take it on the highway.
Yeah.
पहले highway में ले जाएंगे, फिर उसके बाद they'll park it and they'll go to Ladakh, but they'll technically not ride the bike on those roads, ठीक है?
Tarmac.
Tarmac or whatever it is,
Yeah.
जो broken roads आती हैं.
हाँ.
So do you think if you take that bike, ठीक है,
हाँ.
to a place on a highway or generally Ladakh, ठीक है, do you feel that is adventure riding or you need to take it off road to claim कि तुम adventure ride करके आए हो? पहले तो
Yeah,
just
that's totally dependent on the fact that whether the bike is capable or not.
Okay.
If the bike is capable, then you can take it anywhere. And ADVs are meant to be taken anywhere.
But do you think
the fact that you can ride it across various terrains it makes it an adventure ride, right?
What do you think people in India do it? In our country
they
do it. The adventure riding.
Our everyday riding is an adventure riding, to be
Yeah,
honest.
of course it's there. Adventure riding is there. But achha, for me, this bike is different. It's unique.
Huh.
I've ridden the Royal Enfield and I'll be probably riding the KTM also soon. I feel that KTM would be much better because I sat on the KTM and I loved it.
Huh.
It was a very nice, comfortable bike.
KTM, the Adventure 390
Yeah,
has
it's a very good bike. But अभी मैंने चलाई नहीं है तो मैं कह नहीं सकता. But for me, adventure riding consists of basically this start off the West में start हुआ था. This concept of taking a machine through those mountainous regions, right, where they have these trails, right? So they go around the trails and then they wanted some bike. They wanted a bike that was tall, okay, that had very good shock absorbers, okay, and they had very good tires because initially people used to get those mota wala tires और वो अपने street bikes में लगाते थे and they used to take it. Okay. So now this category was created and this category was initially created by I think KTM, BMW. I first saw this bike on this series called Long Way Down, जिसमें Ewan McGregor था, and the first series में they got sponsored by I think KTM, and the second series they got sponsored by BMW, where they took these sorts of new bikes which were there, adventure bikes, to cross country, to places like continents and all.
Have you ever watched Dakar rallies?
Yeah, I watched Dakar rallies. It is based on those Dakar rallies, actually, the design.
Yeah.
The design is based on those Dakar rally bikes. And because a lot of people had wanted to ride on trails, ठीक है, तो cruisers वगैरह नहीं जा पाती थी वहाँ पे. And that's why I think this category started.
Yeah.
And India में this category has seen the boom after the KTM ADV came and this Royal Enfield Himalayan came. I think this category saw a bit of a boom because initially I think normal Royal Enfield ko hi they used to take for these adventure rides.
Yeah, the Classic 350.
The Classic 350.
Yeah. Classic is a very heavy duty
bike. So now this Himalayan came about and this category changed suddenly. And right now a lot of people are buying. In fact, I'm also planning to buy the major next bike.
Me too. The thing is that I have like a couple more bikes in my mind. Like I was thinking whether to go for the KTM 390 or like the BMW 310 GS. So
yeah, I think for our the trails that we have, we recently did a video for BMW and we saw the Adventure 1250. It was pretty big.
Not the
and
1250 one, the 300cc one.
I
want to start it because I recently rode two the big bikes. One was the Africa Twin, 2019 model I think, and the other one was GS 1250.
But you have to really test it out on the trails because
it's big.
But yes, because what I have seen of right now, what I have seen of adventure biking, I've seen people take these bikes on the road, right? But I've not seen people actually using those bikes on trails. Matlab long rides on trails. Right now, the thing is that
our crowd doesn't know how to use these bikes. So like BMW does this thing. They teach their customers, the GS customers, to like how to use the bike properly.
Yes.
How to
and this KTM also recently did a lesson on I think this adventure riding classes. They had some session.
The GS experience is what they call it.
GS experience is I think BMW.
BMW.
And KTM also did this sort of a trial and tested adventure riding method. They tried out teaching a few riders how to ride. It was a good experience I think for the riders, but abhi I think the adventure category is developing,
Hmm.
and I think we need more adventure bikes in India.
It's
And
more of an experience-based learning
bec-
rather than
yeah.
teach and
Because I
taught
think
method.
lot of the riders, they use these bikes for highway riding most times.
Yeah.
And
Because it's actually great for highway riding
it is
as
great
well.
for highway
You
riding
get
as
a
well.
huge windshield, wind protection
Yeah.
is there. There's no buffeting.
And plus the thing is, cruisers are expensive,
Huh.
and then there is no low budget cruiser available. But there are low budget adventure
Ridings.
bikes available. So
Yeah.
everyone can buy it, and a
Yeah.
lot of people can buy it. A lot of people can
honestly,
afford it.
yeah. Because there is no like so for highway riding specifically, there are like only sports tourers, and sports tourers in this price range is like I don't think so they are powerful enough, or like they have the tourer wala handling, because mostly they are bent down and they're very sporty. The other is a street fighter one in which you can't face the wind blast.
Yeah.
It's too high, and again everybody
So
would rather go for these.
it. So I was thinking ki, since I have not seen those trail riding videos in India, right? But I was thinking, it's there. It's not there in a considerable, because I've seen international trail riding videos. People using their adventure bikes like properly, taking it onto the off-road, riding, trail riding. I've seen it. Long videos. But India mein long videos nahi bane hain. So we were also thinking of traveling now. So traveling karte waqt, we were thinking of using an ADV, and hopefully if we can get an ADV sponsored through any band, we can go and see the trails, especially in the regions where I want to see trails, because we have researched a bit, and there are some trails available which are really good and long. So you'll see how these bikes ride on those trails, and we'll make a video as well.
Yeah.
We wanted to see that. For me, right now, adventure category is all about taking it off road, taking it for trails, using the capability that the bike has. It's to go on these off road places,
But
basically.
like sort of like I've also noticed this thing that most people who buy these bikes also use it for daily driving. So like even in city conditions, what are your views on whether these bikes should be bought for city travel as well or not?
I mean, you can use any sort of bike for daily riding. People ride, basically, let's say there is a track bike. Okay, there's a small track bike or a bigger track bike. People use it for city riding as well. They go out on weekends and ride inside the city. But technically, they are meant for tracks. But again, the problem is that there are not enough tracks available in India locally, so that people can use them on a lower budget.
So they mostly take it out of
So it's common thing to take those bikes out on track. But what I feel is that I think we need to do more of these off-road and trail trips, where you pick a trail or pick this area and explore it. Check it out, Google में see कि कहाँ पे उसके trails available हैं, off-roads available हैं, and just take those bikes and see their capability over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And then it becomes important कि then that category matters a lot.
Whether you can do it or not, whether that bike is like capable of doing it or not.
So अभी हम brands की भी बात कर रहे थे. So adventure riding के लिए what brand do you prefer? I तो prefer if I had money, if budget is not an issue, then I think I would prefer a BMW GS 1250.
Okay. If money is not
money is not this thing, because it has got everything.
Yeah.
I've seen the bike in front of me, and it has got everything.
The problem with the 1000cc plus bikes is that it's not meant for
No,
short
I'm just
riders.
talking about the brands right now.
Just,
Category तो अभी छोड़ दो, because category तो 390 भी जा सकती है. उसमें भी इतनी capability है. What brand would you prefer?
Right now, my heart is going for the Royal Enfield Himalayan, because I'm a beginner. So I'd rather go for
The budget is not a
budget is not a constraint. Then also I'll choose the lower cc bike. Why? Because see, it can be fixed anywhere. It's easier to handle. It's lot less weight, and you can bump around the corners.
The brand
anywhere.
would you prefer still? Royal Enfield would you prefer over
See, there
KTM or BMW?
Yeah, I have I'm thinking about it. There are like 3 options which I have chosen.
Abhi I think ज़्यादा नहीं है. There are only 4-5 options available.
5 options.
Major.
See, KTM has 2 offerings. One is the 390 and the other one is
brands which are available right now are BMW, Triumph, uh, KTM.
Yeah, Trident 660 also recently launched.
Yes, Honda is there, and probably BMW is there. Even Ducati has a bike, but Ducati generally don't consider Ducati to be there.
The Multistrider 800.
In fact, I say technically, though, everyone has a brand, everyone has a ADV, but you prefer these 5 brands at
Mostly.
least: Royal Enfield, KTM,
Honda.
Triumph, Honda, and BMW. You
BMW.
prefer these 5. So I would prefer a BMW if budget is not a constraint. If budget is a constraint, then I would prefer a KTM. Because I am sucker for KTM and I love KTM bikes.
I'll also go for KTM then. If I had the money, and I'll go for KTM 1290.
Yeah, the KTM 1290 is also fantastic, but
is-
I'll go for the BMW just because it has much more tech. It's technologically much more advanced.
I think
I've
that.
just seen it in person.
Yeah.
And
So-
उसका review भी आने वाला है
हाँ.
Motorcycle TV में. You can go and check it out.
Hmm.
And then you will see जो मैं कह रहा हूँ, मेरा point जो है मैं कह रहा हूँ.
Yeah, the thing with BMW is that ki too much tech is sometimes trouble.
It is there,
Haan.
and I have seen it in a
And-
video also.
KTM is like the sweet spot between
Yeah.
tech and
What
the
I've-
handling.
What I've
You
seen,
just-
what I've seen of BMW is, ये चीज मैंने notice करी है, the thing that you said कि tech का issue हो जाता है कई बार. I've seen it
Hmm.
in a video.
Even in like the Africa
मैं
twin
नाम नहीं
also, this
लूँगा.
is the same
मैं
problem.
नाम नहीं लूँगा vlogger का. I've seen it. His bike का electronic system crashed,
Hmm.
and he was not
then-
able to. He was not able to start the bike,
Yeah.
and that is the problem.
Yeah.
If that happens, then a bike with a complete electronic system,
Yeah.
it's a problem.
It is.
Otherwise,
But
मतलब मेरे हिसाब से तो BMW is fine.
KTM 1290. It pops up like
Okay.
anything.
KTM is also good.
Yeah.
मैं KTM मेरे को है. I know KTM is there.
1290.
अच्छा, तो ये तो हमने ब्रांड की थोड़ी बात कर ली एडवेंचर राइडिंग में. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट what all would you take, what all products would you take to a let's say an adventure trip.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
adventure
mostly
trail.
focus on my gears. So like gloves, helmets, jacket.
I think now there are specialist ADV jackets, right?
Yeah, the mesh ones which are.
No, not the mesh ones. I think there are proper ADV jackets, full-on jackets available now, which are touring jackets, which are called touring jackets. There are these companies जो normal companies हैं, जैसे वो भी बना रही हैं, जैसे Viterra and all. Everyone is making, but there are a specific few companies who now make adventure jackets, जो बड़ी होती हैं. It has lot of layers in it. वो ज़्यादा protect करती हैं आपको trails में, and they are water resistant also. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे नई नई jackets और pants आ गई हैं. They are specifically designed for adventure riding now.
Name a
क्योंकि
few like brands.
there are a lot of brands. I basically जैसे जो regular brands भी होती हैं जैसे Mototech and all, they also make these jackets, ADV jackets, but usually जो international brands होती हैं, ठीक है, there are a lot. I mean Speedy and all, everyone is making these sorts
Yeah,
of
how
brands.
is these like
Even Rhinox is making.
Rhinox and Nox also.
Nox is also good. Nox is also good. Rhinox भी बनाती है. There are a lot of companies, international brands are बहुत सारी. Lot of these international brands are specifically for adventure jackets.
I came across this video the other day from Fortnite. You remember the YouTube channel, right?
Fortnite, the Ryan.
So yeah, Ryan. So he he was showing some jacket and a padded jacket. It looked like a shirt, and it has like heating, ventilation, and everything. So like it's not too cold, it's not too warm. It's perfect for the weather condition out there, and it's also very light. So I really like that. I forgot the name of the brand, but like it was perfect. Like you can go and check out his video, but it's amazing.
So wait, so there are a lot of brands available, jackets and all. So we'll probably get it on our store as well soon. So you'll see a lot of adventure because क्योंकि अब adventure category is somehow growing. So we'll get more products, especially adventure based products now. And we'll see कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं adventure riding में and कौन कौन से product ला सकते हैं. There are a few random products as well that we think you can use, especially during winters. ठीक है. I think we have a few products here. Just give an idea. So these are not your typical main products. These are just random products that you can use.
Accessories, like smaller accessories.
Yeah. So this is a brand called Quipco. सो क्विपको काफ़ी अच्छी ब्रांड है फॉर लाइक
I think we
एडवेंचर
have
ट्रैवल.
written a couple of reviews for them also.
Yeah. I think you have written. So this is like the balaclava, and this is especially for winters. तो ये balaclava is pretty comfortable, warm, lightweight, और ये ना हमारे पास भी available है. You can go and check it out. I'll leave the link in the description. So you can go and check it out. So these sorts of accessories also you can take with you.
Actually, they are very useful now, considering if somebody is going for a long ride.
Yeah, useful during winters because if you wear it ना inside the helmet, I've tried it. So fogging नहीं होती है helmet में. Winters में ना otherwise it fogs.
It fogs, correct.
This prevents fogging. और काफी मतलब comfortable है तो अंदर से ना ठंड भी जाती है काफी. So it keeps the ठंड away because it comes till here.
Till neck
तक. तो काफी अच्छा product है. मतलब it's pretty good because company specialize करती है उसमें adventure products में. So you can go and check it out.
Usually bike riders wear that bandana, na? What's that called? Bandana.
So no, bandana is also there, but bandana, you don't wear bandanas right now.
Covering the nose helps. Like
Covering the nose helps. A lot of people are now wearing balaclavas. So there are summers के लिए there are separate balaclavas, and then this is the winter balaclava. क्योंकि अभी winter है तो winter riding में लद्दाख में सही रहता है. And then there's one more product which is this Alpinist warm gloves. ये आप gloves के अंदर पहन सकते हो. This provides a shield. ठीक है, especially riding in the winters. और अंदर से आपके fingers ठंडे नहीं होंगे और मतलब काफी मतलब water resistant भी है. तो sweat resistant, water resistant. तो अंदर अगर gloves भी गीला हो गया तो ये गीला नहीं होगा, हाथ को गीला नहीं होने देगा. So these are all pretty good accessories. These are available in motorcycle.com, so you can go and check it out.
Just to make your ride a little more comfortable.
Yes. तो इस type के products भी you can take, just random products. And adventure riding के लिए basically what you need is a good toolkit. कि अगर आप trails
always keep a toolkit, guys.
Always keep a toolkit.
It's a very, very important thing. You can get stranded anywhere, and you can be in a place wherein like nobody's there to help you around for like the next 20
तो
kilometers.
वही जब लोग adventure riding की बात करते हैं ना, they talk about a lot of gear, different sorts of gear with them. ठीक है, वो सब ले जाना चाहिए. You need to have bags. ठीक है, you need to have these extra luggage, this compartments, and you need to have some pouch and all. You need to have all of those. You need to have a jacket, helmet and all. But एक तो ये all these simple sorts of accessories and a toolkit is must. Because आप ऐसे trail वाले रास्ते पे जा रहे हो तो trail वाले रास्ते पे आप whenever you go on the trail कभी भी आपका टायर डैमेज हो सकता है, कभी कुछ भी डैमेज हो सकता है. और छोटा मोटा अगर आप कर सको रिपेयर वर्क, so you should थोड़ा सा learn if you want to ride in an adventure way. ठीक है, अगर आपको ट्रेल्स पे जाना है, I think you should learn
a bit about your bike.
हाँ, ज़्यादा नहीं, थोड़ा बहुत आना चाहिए. At least repairing a tire should be easy enough. Probably you can open a screw or two. अगर कुछ जैसे बैटरी की लूज हो गई, टाइट करना है, कुछ चीजें ऐसी हैं.
बैटरी रिमूव ही करना पड़ गया. और लाइक puncher, the basic most
puncher.
90% of the time it's a puncher.
तो उसमें आसान होता है कि if you have everything available with you, keep everything in mind and carry everything. अगर आपको करना है पूरा डिटेल में, we'll mention the entire list if you want. gear के साथ साथ क्या क्या आपको कैरी करना चाहिए, टूल किट के अलावा और कुछ कैरी करना चाहिए एडवेंचर राइडिंग के लिए. ऐसा लगता है कुछ हम मिस कर रहे हैं? बिकॉज जैकेट हो गई, पैंट हो गई, एडीवी पैंट, एडीवी बूट्स हो गए,
द गियर
तो हो गया, ग्लव्स हो गए,
एंड
इनके बारे में डिटेल में हम बाद में बात करेंगे. एक
बाकी
अलग
आपकी
पॉडकास्ट
राइड कैसी है उस पे डिपेंड करता है. व्हाट यू वांट टू डू, वेयर यू वांट टू गो.
टूल किट इज अ मस्ट फॉर एडवेंचर राइडर्स. नॉर्मल राइडर्स के लिए भी, बट स्पेसिफिकली फॉर एडवेंचर राइडर्स आई थिंक ऑल दीज यू नीड टू कैरी विद यू, राइट? सो मेक श्योर यू कैरी ऑल दिस एंड गो फॉर अ राइड. उसके अलावा लेट्स टॉक अबाउट, ओके, एक कंट्रोवर्शियल ओपिनियन है इसमें. लेट्स टॉक एंड देन वी विल गिव द फाइनल थॉट्स. एक कंट्रोवर्शियल ओपिनियन है, you still prefer an ADV or you would go on a street bike, जो आजकल लोग कर रहे थे. स्ट्रीट बाइक में लगेज लगा के lot of people, उससे पहले ADV से पहले lot of people used to do get those tires installed on a street bike and tires लग गए, लगेज लग गया
तो थोड़ा ग्राउंड क्लियरेंस
भी मिल गया और थोड़ा सा अपने उसको एडजस्ट कराया शॉक्स को, एंड देन यू कैन गो. take a street bike as well. So what do you think? कि ADV ही जरूरी है या street bike?
I think street bike can also do fine. So like personally for me, I'm a short guy, so I'm 5'7", and I think that for me ADV will be a little bit of tiptoeing for me. So most of the riders, the average height in our country is 5'8". So most of them cannot actually reach both their feet on the ground, specifically on ADVs. The lower CC ADVs are mostly like reachable only. So that's why I'm considering myself ki, okay, I can go for the Himalayan or the 390 or the GS310S. So in that way, I am currently planning to get an ADV is because I can reach my feet and I'm comfortable with riding the bike. I've ridden the bike, so I feel that ki, I'm confident. For shorter riders than me, I don't think so. You should go for an ADV because it will be a bit of an hassle, and considering that you will be going out and taking the bike out for a trail ride or something like that, I think you should be a bit more careful.
I think street bike में वो point भी cover हो जाएगा.
हाँ,
The
street
thing
bike
that you
में
were
you
telling-
can, हाँ, it's easily reachable. And
No. The point that you were talking about before कि normal roads पे you can ride a street bike, और daily use के लिए भी काम आ जाएगी वो.
Exactly.
ADV को चलाने में थोड़ा सा issue आएगा.
ADV का scene है ना, the bike is tuned in such a fashion that you need the upper gears more. You cannot ride on a very slow speed. Even on the first or the second gear, the bike can shut off. This is a problem in the Enfield as well. I have ridden in the city and I found this problem in the BS6 model that it shuts off. But at the same time, if you take it out on the highway, you won't feel that problem. The bike won't shut off because you're continuously riding it at a very consistent speed, right?
The street bike would be okay to take on the trails as well.
Yeah, completely
fine if you get proper accessories installed.
Yeah, like,
and I think street bike would be better if you are riding, going on these simple weekend rides. ये जो आसपास की rides होती हैं और meetups, उसके लिए I think street bike would be better.
I think before the KTM 390 ADV, everybody, the Duke guys were doing this only. That they will they're taking the Dukes to the trails, yeah. And
when they started doing this trail riding initially, everyone was taking their street bikes. उसी को convert कर रहे थे, उसी में baggage लगा रहे थे. And the rest of the guys used to take their simple Royal Enfield and उसमें भी luggage लगाया, get it installed and take it.
Little bit of suspension here and there, you can just adjust it and take it off. And बहुत बढ़िया है, कुछ scene ही नहीं है, आराम से चला सकते हैं.
Yeah, so I think street bike would be fine, but if you can go for an ADV, you can keep an ADV.
It's an upper edge, of course.
हाँ. It is a specialist bike. Specialization है, तो अगर seriously करनी है trail riding, तो then you prefer.
उसका मजा ही अलग है. It's effortless है, काफी wind का कुछ scene ही नहीं है. Accessories आपको extra कुछ डालना नहीं पड़ेगा.
But right now, if you want to do more of a like city riding or come trail riding करनी है, तो I think it's better that you go for a adventure. No. Go for a street bike if city riding के लिए.
City riding के लिए भी. Yeah. Generally,
if you don't have a budget, if you don't have an extra budget, ठीक है, and if you want just one bike right now, ठीक है, कि लेना है मुझे ये.
There is an option as well. Saurabh, I think the Hero X Pulse 200 was recently launched, na?
I mean, X Pulse is a good bike, but they are more inclined towards motocross. Recently they did a workshop in Bangalore, Hyderabad, with CS Santosh, who's a rider. So they showed how to ride the riders on a dirt track. तो dirt track के लिए वो ज़्यादा focus कर रहे हैं X Pulse से. So I think X Pulse is not there.
But it does the job in the trails.
Yeah, but I think a bike like a KTM, कोई भी series ले लो, KTM की RC series ले लो, I think it will do the job. RC नहीं, KTM का वो
Duke.
Take a KTM Duke. I think Duke will.
It's the same engine.
हाँ, it's the same engine. But मैंने गलती से RC बोल दिया. RC is meant for track. Duke का simple ले लो. उसमें भी आप luggage लगाओ. You can take it.
Yeah.
Take it for a ride. That's just fine.
Most people do that.
Because कई लोगों के पास budget नहीं होता है, एक ही bike खरीदनी होती है, तो they prefer a bike that they can use
every day also.
Every day also, both ways.
ऐसा नहीं है, Duke also can use the Adventure Duke.
कर सकते हो.
Adventure Duke easy है, बढ़िया है.
Easy है, but it's better that you take a street bike because it's easily manageable.
Manageable, true.
Yes. Yeah. The final thoughts on this adventure riding.
I think that a lot of our riders need to learn more about it.
Yes.
They need to learn the technicalities of it. and they need to get into it and like explore on their own as well. The experience factor is there. Like there are very older riders who have the experience to do it. However, the technicality part is also very, very important. Is very crucial. As recently we are seeing this now. I told you, like in this past decade, we have seen a lot of adventure bikes on the street. And keeping that in mind, the customer base is increasing. The people who are going out on the trails are increasing, and so they should be very, very well informed about it.
वही कि right now it's all new.
Yeah.
ठीक है? Lot of people are, they want adventure bikes, they like adventure bikes, it's growing, but you still need a lot of training and you still need to go for actual trail hunting. It's not trail biking right now. It's more of like highway riding right now. But take it for the trails. Take it to the trails. Get a proper instructor. If you want to ride,
Know your bike, guys.
know your bike. हाँ.
Yeah.
Adventure ride के लिए, and then find a proper instructor. Take it to the trails. See what the bike is capable for. And if you have the budget, then go for an adventure bike. It will be fantastic on a trail. But if you don't have a budget, if you want a bike, what I would prefer right now for all of the riders is that you should go for a street bike. You can use it as an adventure bike. उसमें कुछ mods करने होते हैं. We'll talk
There are
about it.
plethora of options to mod
Yeah, we
it
can
out.
talk about the mods in another episode. और हम वो mods करके आप उसको भी अच्छे से एक adventure bike बना सकते हो. You can take that bike and to cities as well as highways, and you can use it for multiple purposes. So what I would prefer, if you have the budget, if you can keep another bike, and if you want to go for trails, go for an ADV. There's nothing like it. And there are 5-6 brands which are on top right now. So you can select, वो भी हम बात करेंगे बाद में. You can select from Triumph, KTM, Royal Enfield, then there is BMW, and then there is Honda. So all these 5 are quite ahead in terms of ADV, adventure riding. तो आप इनको चेकआउट कर सकते हो. We'll talk about it in the next podcast. तो यहाँ पे हमारा एक छोटा सा पॉडकास्ट, brand new type of podcast खत्म हो रहा है. And we'll make these sorts of videos. Tell us your thoughts and follow us on social media, and try to do adventure riding and let us know in the comments. Podcast is available everywhere in audio, and it's available on Motorcycle TV in video format. So go and check out. We'll probably bring some guests as well in the future to talk about motorbiking topics.
Sure.
And we'll make a shorter format also of these podcasts, जिसको मैं host करूँगा. The shorter format podcast also. So see you soon in the next episode. Till then, it's bye from us.
Bye, guys.